Alright, so, hello everyone. I apologize for the chat being a little weird, but I am losing my mind in the background because I keep clicking the wrong buttons. But anyways, hello. Hi. How is everybody's night doing as I am trying to get this thing to be quiet? There we go. Alright. Hello. Sorry. Rough intro there, but we made it through. If you don't know me, I am James. I'm going to be your host for today. If you see me looking up, that's because dual monitors is absolutely annoying to deal with, but is also the saving grace of everything I love doing. So I am really glad to be here with y'all. I am super excited. This is my first ever really big live stream, so I'm so glad to have all of you guys in the chat. So first, before we start anything, how's your guys' day? Mine has been absolutely insane for the last few minutes as my job went on a little longer than I thought it was, and then OBS decides to be OBS. Doing well. I'm glad to hear that. Main chat, Twitch. Yeah, I mean, I'm so glad that, we are here today because we have a lot to talk about in the Pathfinder world in general as it is, and I'm super excited to see where we kind of start taking this whole spiel, this whole bus. If you are new to the channel, hello, welcome to dd8. I voice the character Osiris as well as write for him. I do a bunch of interviews. I'm super knowledgeable when it comes to Pathfinder purely because I do nothing more than spend my time either writing for it or, you can't tell by my gobos, a giant nerd for it. So I am very glad to see all of you are here. If you like what you see, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment as well as a like. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm a little rushing. My ADD is absolutely insane right now, but nonetheless, we are still great. The on-screen chat seems to be on Twitch. Great. I'm glad. To be honest, it has been a really weird 15 minutes of me driving as fast as I can to get home. I don't know if anybody knows New England traffic, but New England. But I really wanted to start talking with Pathfinder, talking with y'all. I'm so glad to see you. Especially, with my chat being absolutely weird on my end, but we are going to pretend like none of those issues exist. And we're just going to hop right into what I want to talk about. And a ruthless GM. Am I a ruthless GM? So just a quick backstory for what happened today. I ran a mini one-shot earlier, and I ended on TPK. So I am so proud of myself for being able to get there. Not many GMs are proud of TPKs, but it's for a one-shot. I know I did something right. I am absolutely chaotic for all the right reasons. So I wanted to start off with why we're doing this, why I love Pathfinder, and just in general, how you as chat can interact with me. You can use super chats and stuff like that. And mostly, if we raise, I believe it was $250. I'm not 100% sure. But over the course of these live streams, TPK'd you. Yes, I did. If we raise $250, we get a bonus animated video chosen by the chat. Well, voted on by the chat. But we all still are going to be, if we make it to that point, we get a whole Deadly D8 video that was completely unprepared in the budget. And we are going to see a lot of cool content moving forward. Headshot the Rot by chance. I just finished that one. Yeah, it was not Headshot the Rot. This was me running a Fortune Eater and a Nosferatu Thrall. I don't know if anybody knows those combinations do, but a Fortune Eater from Bestiary 2 can instantly give you a disadvantage if you fail its aura. So you will have to roll 2d20s, take the lower on everything, including death saving throws, which was nice. And then the Thrall, the Nosferatu Thrall, is basically a tank where it just needs to absorb as much damage for its master. So it was really funny to see the regen just keep coming back up and up and up and eventually getting healed by the player. But regardless, as chat, you of course can always interact with me. You can say hi. I promise I'll be monitoring it the entire time. And I think we should just start off today talking a bit about why I absolutely love Pathfinder 2e. If you don't know about Pathfinder 2e or haven't running, including what? I'm sorry, my brain has already forgot what I just said in my last sentence. You're gonna have to give me some context on my own words. That'd be great, because my brain is weird. So the thing I love about 2e the most is just the level of customization that we have. Someone mentioned that, and so when it comes to that customization, I personally love writing for 2e because of how many options this allows people to bring on. If you've also never played Pathfinder 2e, let me know in the chat real quick, because oh boy, you're going to get a marketing pitch so hard. I love PF2e Deadly Monsters. I especially love PF2e Deadly Monsters. I feel like more monsters should be scary. And, I love running oh, kobolds, they're so cute, let's murder them. Which you should never murder kobolds. This is gonna be my PSA for tonight. If you murder kobolds or goblins or whatever relentlessly, there are way better things you could fight, such as dragons. But one thing I really do love about 2e monster design, because of just coming off of what I did earlier today, was how ruthless some of these monsters can be when working together. So one of the nice things about the Fortune Eater is it has this ability called Unlucky Aura. Sorry, my bad. Basically, you're going to take the lesser of two numbers the entire time you're within 20 feet of it, which means if you are a warrior, base class, so you're barbarian, fighter, warrior muse, bard, whatever you think, you're going to be instantly taking hits, because in 2e with the 10 over and under system, rolling even a 1 off, which I did have happen earlier, will determine whether it is a crit or a fail. PF2e is a great example of what modern game design would look like filtered through a D&D lens. Interesting take. I certainly think that's a way of looking at it. I think PF2e was just the next evolution to where we were going as a whole when it came to the TTRPG space. And so with the 3-action economy, obviously if you've played Pathfinder 2e, everybody loves the 3-action economy. We really do. And so one thing we really like is the way that the +10, -10 crit system, if you are unfamiliar with PF2e, I'll explain this real quick. If you are above 10 on any DC, it's a critical success. If you're below 10, it is a critical failure. It is nasty. And I know this because I felt this firsthand this morning when I was off on a crit by 1. I was so mad. I almost threw my dice across my room. But if my tip for every GM is don't throw your dice across the room, throw them at players if you can. Because players can take the hit, especially if they're a fighter. The Grim Reaper also has an aura similar to that, but nastier. Well, it's also the Grim Reaper. I mean, what I kind of hope your Grim Reaper is deadly. I feel like it would be really funny if the Grim Reaper just had a scythe and he was just like, boop, and then the guy just instantly dropped dead. Like, no saving throws, no nothing. Just, boop, and just... I wish there was a 4-action economy sometimes. You have any idea how broken 4-action economy is? Just the idea of a spellcaster being able to cast that many spells in a turn, like, quick. There's a reason why the whole 3-action economy set up that way is because if you have quicken casting at 10th level is so powerful because you can set up a lot. With most spells being 2 actions, you are extremely limited in what you can and cannot do. So what I like about this, though, is if you're low level, you have access to meta magic if you're a caster, which is really nice. But I also feel like a lot of people also don't consider other basic actions. One of the things I ran into earlier was as when I was running the Nosferatu Thrall, I started running out of things to do. I had all my guys in front of me, but I just didn't really feel like taking the -10 on my 3rd action. Then I noticed something. He has a plus 15 deception. Why didn't I faint the entire time? Seriously. Like, even as a GM, I often have to think to myself, oh my god, am I seriously going to do hit, like, for my entire turn? But as soon as I started adding, grapple checks, started adding feints, that's when my monsters go from scary to deadly. Remember, monsters are just as smart as players. If a certain player, you know who you are, starts running away, grappling them is nothing but a sure bet way of keeping them in one place. Inspire Courage is great. Everyone loves my Tengu Bard. It covers one. Inspire Courage itself, in my opinion, gives so many bonuses that it's legit insane. I know a lot of people like rag on the fighter for being absolutely broken, but holy crud, you guys. The other classes are so broken that it makes the game so much fun. We can cast it limited once per day, though. I don't care if it's once per day. If you have a boss fight and you use Quicken casting to set yourself up perfectly, I do not care. Because if you are especially high level and you have Time Stop, which is already an insane spell, Quicken casting can come inside of that too. So you're effectively going to get yourself a 10th action, I believe. On Foundry, I set up each of my characters to show all available actions. Yep. So one of the things that I was going to eventually probably talk to you about in another episode, but I feel like we should just tackle it here while it's on my mind. I was watching the Knights of Last Call, and if you don't know who they are an amazing podcast, truly friends of the channel. And I was listening to one of their speeding up combats videos, and one of the things they were ragging on was digital character sheets. And then I kept thinking to myself, one, this is probably an older video. I was driving at the time, really didn't feel like checking. And two, is that they really like their characters, like their monsters and stuff, all be physical. They don't, apparently, according to the video, they like their stuff to be pen and paper. I get that. That is for some people. Chat, let me know if you still do pen and paper with Foundry in existence. I genuinely want to know if there's some people who still do that. I really like Foundry because of the token. There's a specific token magic module that will let you access all of the available actions you have, which means it speeds up attack rolls, it speeds up doing certain checks, it speeds up damage. I really love. Now, don't get me wrong. I have a full thing of metal dice just sitting here alone. All right, I love rolling these babies. They are very, very nice and heavy. They give off that good clickety-clack sounds. Actually, it's more of like a thump sound now because of all the felt. You don't have Foundry. I feel bad for you. Foundry, I mean, other system. Hey, if Foundry's not your thing, you prefer Roll20, you prefer Fantasy Grounds, Hero Lab, whatever. That is completely up to you. I think we should all just get Foundry when we buy our core rulebook when we buy our core rulebooks, we should all just get Foundry for free. Controversial opinion, I'm aware. And I also know that it is not a sustainable business model, but do I care? No. I think everybody should have access to Foundry. Oh gosh, I used that in an upcoming episode of Adventurous Big Fatal Kamehame. Yeah, so nice also about the 3-action economy. And I promised you guys this is going to lead to a very broad point that I tweeted about earlier today. Is with the 3-action economy and what's now the 2-round casting with Horizon Thundersphere. One, easily best name of all time. Chat, let me know if you think of a better day beyond Dinosaur Ford. I do not care. Horizon Thundersphere is legit a great. I love Dragon Ball Z so much, and seeing my tiny little dwarven noble wizard Kamehameha blast an enemy from about 100 feet away is such a joy. Also a big Foundry fan. Nice to see that, Eli. I replaced battle maps. Yeah, okay, so I did this too. So, I don't know if... So, what Oliver said is he replaced all of his battle maps with Foundry on TV for an IRL. It's just too good. Yes, I do the same thing. If I do in-person games, I haven't had one in months because of COVID. Ugh. In college, but we don't call that. We don't care. College is a side. Just ugh. We don't need to touch that. But when I do have in-person games, throwing Foundry on a TV screen and watching my players freak out when I throw something, I don't know, like I just throw. I have this on hand because we were doing another live. I was doing a live stream the other day where I was painting minis. But yeah, you throw this thing down at your players, they will lose their minds. Summon Kaiju is the best spell. That's true. I do agree Summon Kaiju is very good because of the way Incarnate spells work. But have we considered that I need a Godzilla expansion upon Summon Kaiju? I know there's 2E equivalents to Godzilla monsters, but I need to see Summon Giant Mecha Godzilla. I don't care how that happens. I just need to be able to throw King Kong versus Mecha Godzilla and have some random wizard. I don't know if any of you guys see the Pacific Rim 2 where the villain just be absolutely mind controlled. But I essentially want to be the GM in that, just going, I got the toys now! Ha! And running away with it. The only spell I miss is All Food. I don't know that one for 20. I'm sorry. It has been a very hot minute since I've last played First Edition. I actually used to play First Edition quite a bit. So I started with 1E. And then... That's true, I do have my own Incarnate spell. I forgot about that one. I used to start 1E. I started with Rain of Winter, actually, as my first AP. I don't know if any of you guys know that adventure path, but it's all about Baba Yaga going missing, which led to my deep, deep love of Russian folklore now. But it was certainly a fight through, and it ended at the TPK, and that was the last time I ever played First Edition. I have never gone back. 3-action 10th level, 1-action harm is... Okay, harm and heal are insane. This is why I think clerics and, casters in general should never get an additional action to cast spells. Stride or strike with haste, love that. Boom, good. Throw that on your Magus. I don't care. But if we got a 4-action heal spell... One, I would love to see what you guys think what a 4-action heal spell looks like before I start gushing about what I think it would look like, but I think it would be absolutely broken. Imagine 2-round casting on heal. Wait, like legit think about how insane that would be for all clerics. Or even harm. Just 2 rounds of just burst. Like, essentially how the infamous twist there is in Rain of Winter. I'm actually really glad. Also, one, how you doing? How it's played? So glad to see you here. But as well, with the way that heal works already, I feel like if it had 2-round casting the way that Horizon Thundersphere would be, I think a 30-foot burst plus the 2-action heal bonus that goes along with it. So you essentially could get 2 rounds of casting for about let's see, what would be a 10th level? So 10d8 plus 100, I believe. No, plus 80. I don't know. Math is hard. Communal healing, 2-action heal twice. Yeah. Hey, new idea for cleric feat. No, don't listen to me. I said that as a joke. All right, but if you did do that, tweet me at you see my thing below. Seriously, if you make that, tweet at me. I genuinely want to see what that looks like. I want to see what other people think it is before I start getting my grubby little hands all over it. 2 and 3 action, yeah, heal mixed together. That was kind of my thought as well. All right, let's just see. I'm trying to keep up on everybody. So, I was going with the point. I promised. I said we were going somewhere. So one of the things that people have been critical about, and I'm about to piss off an entire subreddit here on my first ever live stream. Bear with me. Too late opening scribe. Go ahead. With casters. I love me some casters. I have loved the way that Tui has done casters. I was a little hesitant on the way that Magus and Summoner was initially casting. I really thought it was a little weird with the whole wave step. What do you guys like calling it? I personally like calling it wave just because it looks like a wave that's coming through, giving me more spell slots, but then also taking away all my good ones. There goes utility. But the grabs pitchfork. Okay. I really like the way that Pathfinder 2nd Edition has handled casting. Granted, I have not seen the final Psychic, so we are going to leave Psychic out of this conversation. Because unfortunately, I do not know what it looks like as of yet. We will know once Dark Archive drops, I promise you. I really think, knowing the people at Paizo, they're going to knock out what they're going to do with Psychic. I'm so looking forward to that class. Never care about how Reddit feels. That's true. But I'm eventually going to get clipped one day of me saying something about Reddit, and then it'll just blow up my face. And that's just not something I'm going to deal with as of right now. And so... See, okay, so this is what somebody actually was talking about, and kind of leads me into a point regarding the rules lawyer. The rules lawyer stream. I don't know if you guys know who Rules Lawyer is, but friend of the channel, great person. I love talking with them. They recently released a video about casters in regards to their Marshall versus Caster live stream. I don't know if you've seen it. Really good. But the way that they approached it was giving a practical reason why casters are the way they are, and kind of I'm going to jump back and forth between these 2 points. I promise we're going somewhere. So I agree with Eli in this case. If casters got an accuracy bump, they'll be OP. You got to remember, casters and alchemists need to take somewhat of a hit when it comes to accuracy. 1, casters already get legendary in their attack rolls. Granted, it's not like the fighter, but legendary alone is insane. Even at 19th level, when they're gaining legendary, they will have a +8 on top of their level to their stuff. If they got an accuracy bump with the amount of variety they have, because I think people just see, oh, spell attack roll, that's a little lower because they don't have runes. No, they also have access to Fireball. Tell me a fighter that didn't multi-class that has Fireball. And no items allowed. We gotta throw that condition on there. Seriously. Fighters do not have the same versatility as a caster would. If a caster got even a additional +1 status, like the way the runes work, like that will physically put the casters way ahead of every other class. And casters themselves are already broken. I am a person who will rant and rave about how broken I think every single class in 2nd edition is. So, with my broader point here is going to be, Rules Lawyer brought in some really great live play examples, actually, of the reason why casters need to stay the way they're at. And a great point I really liked at the end was, if either party had one marshal or one caster, depending on what side you were on, they would have done so much better. And I really think this is where 2e shines. As much as I would love to see an all-caster party... Sorry, James, your math is busted. Your math is busted. I'm kidding. My math is... A fighter can't out-damage Fireball is a weaker fighter. Okay, that's fair. But hear me out. Power attack. So, with that being said, casters, when I was watching the video, I kept having this thought about a specific Reddit thread I've seen over and over and over again, is why blaster casters don't exist in 2e. I'm telling you this right now, they exist. They're just not like they are in other systems. But casters in 2nd edition still can be blasters. I play a Dwarven Staff Nexus Universalist Wizard. The amount of spell slots and availability I have alone is insane. I can outcast a sorcerer without hesitation. The amount of spell options I have alone, if you multi-class like I did into Witch or anything else that can give you extra bonuses, such as what was the Eldritch Archer. God, why did I forget that? Oh God, you could tell I'm just completely crazy today. But if you take anything that gives you additional spell slots, such as a Ring of Wizardry, blaster casters are so easy. Yeah, I got Fireball 3 times this morning. I know. Okay, Eldritch, I know. I felt all 3 of them. The only casters that suck IMO is the Witch. Oh, are we really gonna blow through all of this in one? We're gonna go through all of this in one setting, aren't we? All right. Well, what was supposed to be 3 episodes of me talking is now gonna just be condensed into 2. I really like every single class in 2e, and I really think all of them should stay as classes. Controversial opinion. I know. A lot of people are like, but Witch can just be a reflavored wizard. And I really think that's not the case. Witch is so good on its own. Legit, if you reflavored the wizard to be a witch, it does not work. I know it's an insane idea to keep to like, but they're both intelligence. They could both have the same spell slot progression. I don't care. Witches need to stay as the witch. They don't work as wizards. They really don't. One, the spells, the way that they... so first thing, they have access to all traditions, depending on what patron you have. And granted, there's only one arcane one as of right now. I'm sure something is on Pathfinder Infinite that gets you more. I bet there is. I probably have already read it, because I'm a giant nerd. But the witch class, and I see everybody point to witch can just be wizard, does not work. One, familiars. I know familiars are reflavored as spells, or can be reflavored as spellbooks, and vice versa. But, and when it comes to the fundamentals of what a witch is, it does not work. Yes, witch is a very different playstyle from wizards. Thank you so much for saying that, because it's a case. Witches, granted, I will come with this. I have never played a witch. but that is because I purely jam so often that I just don't get the chance to. But a witch is focused on sustaining. That's all they do. They're really good. Have you seen Cackle? I know Cackle, lingering composition. I get it. But a witch is all about sustaining, having hexed effects. Wizards aren't that. Wizards are about knowing as many spell slots and filling them. Sorry, did I just say knowing as many spell slots? Having as many spell slots and then filling them in with little bits of spells and being a utility caster. Witches can be utility caster if you want. If you want to build your witch to be utility, that's great. More power to you. I'd love to see the build. But the witch functions as a sustainable caster, meaning they aren't really going to be frontliners because they're a caster. I would love to see a witch play frontliner. I really would. You can throw some fighter, barbarian, whatever into that to get some HP. But a witch is specifically good because of just the sustainability, where wizards are straight up, you shall not pass from Gandalf. You know, I know Gandalf is more of a magus at this point because of just the way the war feels when it comes to Lord of the Rings. But the overall point I'm trying to make is every class needs to stay its class. There's a reason why a war priest cannot be its own class. That's a good example of a class that needed to that needed to just be a subclass. However, I disagree when it comes to swashbucklers should just be a rogue. No, they shouldn't. They function completely different from a rogue. Investigators should be a rogue sub-racket. Equally not true. Investigator, one of the most broken when it comes to social combat. When it comes to normal combat, they are insane. I did a tweet thread about this earlier this week, and if Untested Gaming sees this, this is just for you, bud. Untested Gaming pointed out to me why exactly I loved Investigators in 2E. Yes, it is a bit of a read. It's in the Advanced Player's Guide for a very good reason. The argument that we need more subclasses is true. I totally agree. I see this all the time, that we just need more subclasses in 2E. I get it. I really do. But I also like the idea that Paizo is trying to capitalize on so many different ways of playing. Think about it. The Thaumaturge cannot be replicated anywhere else. I can't think of a single class where Thaumaturge can feel like the Thaumaturge and shine. It could be a bard, but that's not really what it is. Bards are spellcasters. You can't really replicate all of their features in that way. Yeah, it just doesn't work. It really just doesn't work. There's a Rada for the APG. Cackle has some good class feature. Yep. Cackle is absolutely insane. I am actually doing a homebrew exercise to try to rework the witch. Like they're bad at anything. I wish they had more flavor. So I like that. Okay, I'm gonna approach this point carefully. I think every class since the core rulebook needs expansions. Desperately. I like that the witch's patron is a little hands-off. However, I think people often separate the lessons from the patron. You gotta remember, your patron is the one that gives you your lessons. Your patron, all it is a theme. It's just an idea, a concept, which is something I really love in 2E, because whereas in the 5th edition, you also have this vague, like, here's your devil, like, it's the fiend, and for warlocks, I forgot, you know, the archfey, the celestial, the great old one, basically Cthulhu, if we all start thinking about it. But the way that witches work specifically, and I am very much a witch guy. I love witches. I played with one along my side when I was playing in a one-shot. Witches are insane. just on debuffs alone, witches are insane. And I think if you start connecting the theme with the lessons, you're going to get a much better feel for why your patron is with you, why you're a witch, essentially. Thaumaturge and... Okay, so Oliver brings up a great point. And that is Thaumaturge and Psychics are good classes, but do we need them more than subclass expansions? I really think so, yes. I think the more broad stroke character stuff that you have is better than getting the same. I mean, as much as I love all the subclasses being expanded upon, I think that they should be expanded upon. Don't get me wrong. I think, Oracle especially needs some more mysteries. I think Investigator and Swashbuckler need some more stuff. However, Thaumaturge fills a niche that could not be filled anywhere else. If I have an Oracle and I needed to be a Wind Oracle, I could reflavor Tempest Mystery so quickly. Where can I reflavor Thaumaturge? Genuine question to the chat. Seriously, tell me where I could do that. Because I can't think of a single one. Eli, you still haven't you haven't delved into Thaumaturge? It's the best class. It is so insane. Clerics are critical need. Okay, we're going to go right into this next point. Clerics are critically in need of more first-party doctrines. No, they don't. I think I agree with Paizo's design philosophy for the cleric, where there's two types of clerics, but that's not the customization. That's just following what track of cleric you want to be. I think a lot of people look to D&D 5th edition, even Pathfinder 1st edition, as examples of having a lot of clerics. In 1st edition, you had your domain. That's what gave you your flavors as a cleric. But in 2e, it needs to either be a caster or... It just needs to either be a caster or it needs to be a martial. It cannot be this. It doesn't work the same. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So the way that I see this question then come up. What does... Oh, did I... Yes, we got chat. We got chat. I can now see chat on the overlay. I'm sorry, I did that in the background. I'm so proud of that. I was going somewhere with this. Yes, clerics. Hi, yes. So, where do clerics get their feel? That is a great thing we could just talk about real quick. It's in their feats. It's quite literally all in their feats. I think we should get Inquisitor either as a cleric champion. Nope. Eldritch, I love talking with you. That's just a flat no from me. Want a better... Nope. Okay, so let's talk about this, because I'm seeing some controversial things, but I want to focus on a few things first. The reason why we just need 2 doctrines is because the customization comes within the feats. If you gave somebody a half War Priest, half Cloistered, it does not function well. I've seen other people do dedications. I've seen other people do doctrines before. I've seen, like, Nonats. I've seen a bunch of third-party ones. I genuinely think, yeah, dark mode would make it look way better. What's really weird is that it's on dark mode on my end, but it's not dark mode on your end. And I will fix that when we get there. I genuinely think this is a Google done goofed, and I will mess with this in the background. But the point I'm trying to make is keep doctrines the same, and then have your feats be your expansions. Because I don't know if anybody has read Channel Smite. But imagine a master level proficiency character using a divine font and then critting with that. Seriously, has anybody read Channel Smite? It's insane. It's literally the effects of two action. It's so much bonus damage. It is so much bonus damage. It is not even funny. It really can rival the Barbarian's Rage. That's kind of why I think investigate. Okay, so let's talk about Inquisitors. Inquisitor is when if for those who don't know, let's talk about Inquisitor real quick. I promise I'll get back to my broader points. But Inquisitor is all about being a teamwork based class. If you did a teamwork based class in 2e, I would say investigator, not investigators. Inquisitors should be your route to go in. There is no other class that could do this. I know a lot of people turn to, oh, you can make a Magus, but then give it access to the Divine Spell list. It's not the same. It's thematically not the same. It does not work. Maguses work because Inquisitors work because of the way that they're all about hunting for the temple. Isn't that what they were all about? Seriously, chat, let me know. Because when I read through Inquisitor, it's all about being a team player, but also hunting down enemies of the faith. That was the whole shtick. That was what Judgment was. And I think you cannot replicate that in 2e unless you straight out flat make the Inquisitor class. I've seen a lot of people do it. I believe it was Legendary Games that did it. I've seen a few other people take on Inquisitor. It needs to be its own class. It cannot work anywhere else. The real solution is subclass for subclass. Just focus on different meta roles. All right, so actually this is a great question. Okay, so question. I'm playing Cosmos Oracle who's focused on buffing magic weapon. Magic weapon at low levels insane. Give it to your fighter, give it to your gunslinger. Promise you it goes well. Protection, bless, etc. And healing, battle medicine. What can I do with my further team support? Well, it sounds like you already have great team support. And you're an Oracle. If you really want to, multi-class Bard. Multi-classing Bard will give you access to Inspire Courage. I promise you, your party will thank you later for it. But in terms of what you can just do as an Oracle, you have high charisma. Demoralize. Seriously, demoralize. It is so insane. The thing is, new classes always bring really fun mechanics. Okay, so yes, you could homebrew as well. That was the other thing I wanted to bring up. I do a lot of freelance writing. All of it's homebrew. Those can all just be expansions upon mechanics. I like what Paizo does when it comes to giving us new methods of play. That's what's important to me. I like that Thaumaturge feels different. I like Gunslinger feels different. Gunslinger could have just been fighter with pew pew guns, insert cowboy noise here of just being, hey, it's a fighter that has gun proficiency. And in certain systems, that could work. Looking at you, Critical Role. But the way that Paizo handled Gunslingers is phenomenal, and I could not think of a better way of introducing the way that Gunslinger, like firearms in general, should work. Unless there was the Gunslinger class. I don't think it could have worked as a Swashbuckler subclass. I don't think it could have worked as a fighter feat tree. Also, Bullet Dancer Monk. Come on, guys. Come on, chat. Chat, you gotta agree with me here. Bullet Dancer Monk. How are we not, like, instantly freaking out about how insane Flurry of Blows with guns are? Like, I thought Flurry of Blows with bows were insane. But holy crap. Guys, I love me some Gun to Gears. I don't know if I've said this enough times, but I love what Paizo has gone on and done when it comes to these classes. Gunslingers feels like a really good high risk, high reward. Yes, they are. I've played a Gunslinger. I'm about to play Gunslinger in a mini campaign on another stream called Tabletop Obscura, where I'm about to play Gunslinger. I've played Gunslinger once or twice before. If they hit normally, their damage is it's okay. But a crit, oh boy, crit. Deadly D8 as a channel, we've talked about firearms before. It is but that was for the playtest. But Fatal, guys, Fatal is broken. Not only is it worse than Deadly, I genuinely think because of the way that Fatal mechanics. I can English, guys. I promise. I can speak English. I have so many thoughts right now. It's like one of those. I don't know if you guys seen the news, but it's when those ticker tapes are going way too fast that you can't read it. That's what's going on in my brain of just point after point after point I'm trying to make right now. Gunslingers are great because when they hit normally, their damage output is pretty good. It's decent. But when they freaking crit, which is often because they have just the same level of proficiency when it comes to hitting things as a fighter, they take off like a god. One shot, one kill adds a lot to that. If you are a way of the sniper and you take a rogue or assassin and get sneak attacker, that is an extra 1d6 on all your damage because you're going to be hidden so often. Alchemical shot is one. Yep, alchemical shot. Okay, so I'm gonna answer another question that I just saw in chat, guys. I think today's stream in general is just gonna be an introducing me as a whole, just talking with you guys. I have broader points I'm gonna try to make with today because we have a lot of cool things that happened in PF2E in the last few weeks alone. So one of the things I want to talk about is how do I build a competent dual-wield gunslinger pistolero. Dual weapon reload is a great feat for you then. I really think with the way that Paizo has set up so many different ways of play when it comes to dual wielding. I don't know if people remember back in first edition, like dual wielding used to have, you have your offhand weapon and you have your primary weapon. If you're ambidextrous, see yourself out the door. You don't exist. But if you are ambidextrous in chat, let me know. Because I think that's legit really cool. But in 2E, you don't take a penalty for having left and right guns. You don't. You also don't have the same penalty. If I have a long sword here, I have no idea how you're going to do that in real life. But because this is all within the big brain of our game, we have our two little guns here. Take dual weapon reload. I'm telling you, there are so many feats that you can take that will give you so many like mechanical benefits. I believe there's like quick reloads that you can do. You can easily start going in the route of okay, I'm sorry for like seeming a little bit more unprepared for this because I have not built a dual weapon. I know there are probably YouTube channels out there with it. Just check Inspire Courage, 6 foot blessed. What the fuck is this allowed? Thank you. Level 1 Bard is insane. What's the best debuff build? Sorcerer. Do a Fey Sorcerer and do so many demoralized actions, it's not even funny. You debuff so often. If you multi-class and get into Bard, Dirge of Doom is insane. That is an instant like fear. I believe there's not even a save on it. I was playing Ruby Phoenix with a Bard, and he could take my AC down oblivion. My favorite is High Charisma Wizard Bon Mot. That is a good idea. I actually remember, because I feel like today I'm just gonna be picking fights with all my favorite PF2E friends. I was talking with Nonat once. I don't know if he's changed his opinion on this, but he does not like the Bard. I like the Bard. Bard best. Bard good. Bard insane. Imagine giving +1s to your Barbarian. Barbarians, when they crit alone with their rage, is insane. Oh yeah, by the way, Dirge of Doom is one action. Guys, that is a emanation of fear. Do we all realize how broken Demoralize is on its own? I mean, I play with braggarts, swashbucklers. These guys are insane. The versatility is insane. Okay, I get it. They're only casting occults. But, guys, the occult spell list is so good for debuffs. I'm telling you right now, as much as I love taking, like, all my dice and throwing it at my dice tray, I promise you a debuff is so much better. Not only are you getting great party cohesion, but you are instantly setting up everyone else for success. Just because you're not throwing the dice across the room does not mean your fighter isn't about to go do the same. Dirge of Doom is broken. It is completely broken. I genuinely think that everything in 2E is slightly broken, but it's a fun type of broken, because we gotta remember, monsters are equally just as broken. We were talking about this earlier. They are completely broken. By the way, I really want... oh, okay. You know, I'm not... Yes, the trainer class. I've seen bits of it. It looks fun. My opinion, Inspire Courage, is this at the same level Dirge of Doom in power? Yeah. Both equally true. However, if you have the right build and the right party cohesion, Demoralize and Fear effects are going to be insane, especially the things that have low will saving throws. Because if you start getting that Demoralize down, and, you know, you see that little braggart swashbuckler doing its whole little panache bullshit, then almost swore right there. It's a good catch on my end. I generally think that it's all just about party cohesion. I think that people really want to be, but I, Sir Gorbius, Knight of Last War, shall shine in the middle of combat, and I'm the only character that matters, because I am a champion. You're gonna die. I really think you're gonna die, because PF2E works on the basis that you have a party. Recall knowledge is your friend. I recently learned how recall knowledge is broken as well. If you can, especially on the Thaumaturge, I'm sorry I keep mentioning playtest classes, but Thaumaturge recall knowledge and then throwing weakness on your monster, on the guy you're fighting. That's to me, that is just as broken as an alchemist splash damage. Because one thing I really like about alchemists is that their intelligence is so high. So if you recall knowledge and go, oh hey, that guy's weak to electricity, I have a bunch of these bombs laying around, yoink, and you yeet them at your guy, even if they miss. If they have weakness 15, that's 16 base damage on a miss. I love every class in 2E. I'm gonna go on for hours. All right, I'm practically schwitzing at this point. I play a lot of on one-on-one, and the fact that you could run PF2E with one character, yes. I'm gonna cover. I'm not gonna touch encounter design right now, because I need to save content, guys. We need to do more than one of these. I promise. I was going somewhere earlier when it came to the Rule Lord. I promised this on Twitter, so I'm gonna continue with my thoughts. I promise, chat, I'm still gonna keep up with you. I love you. So one of the things that Lawyer was talking about earlier was the fact that casters in 2E work the way they do because of if you gave casters the blaster power that everybody's looking for, they would be insanely broken. And my thoughts on it was, one, I want to see an all marshals fight each other versus an all casters fight each other. Not like in the PvP sense where they're like martial party, caster party, like there's 24 classes of where do you put summoner, where do you put magus. But I really want to see a dissect into what each individual martial class does when they fight each other, and what each caster class does when they fight each other. I am a personal fan of PvP. I will always go in favor of PvP any day of the week. And so, okay, need help why I should not switch my Oracle to Bard because my reasonings. Oracles are also insane. Oh my god. Oracle is nuts. I don't know if anybody follows our TikTok. I just posted a video about this the other day. By the way, special plugin. Go check out the Deadly D8 TikTok, now hosted by yours truly at all times. Oracle is insane. I'm about to go play a Life Oracle for a friend's game, and my moderate curse brings all my heal spells to D12s. Cleric can't even feel that kind of a health. Oracles are so crazy. I love oracles. I genuinely think that having that page-long rule is over the top. But if you get used to playing Oracle, I want to stay cursed all the time. Yeah, and they genuinely not be for everyone. I really think that. All right. So, in regards to Rules Lawyer's video, Rules Lawyer compared it to 5th edition and proving out why the whole Blaster Caster archetype does not work at 2E. I mostly agreed with everything Rules Lawyer had to say. I really do. I really think that he did a great job with tackling a lot of the stuff. My only thoughts on this were casters are insane. I cannot. Casters are just, they give me GM headaches, but for all the good reasons. And the reason why we're not doing a live stream right now of me just pulling up the video and then like pausing every now and then is because I'd pause it so much to go, yep, that was right. Good job for you having big brain moment right there. James is an Oracle Pro. Oh, Eli. So nice. I am not an Oracle Pro. I am just a giant nerd. I feel like those are the same. Healer Oracle's my OG. Okay, yeah, you're right. If half your team is vampires, Healer or Life Oracle, little harder. But you can talk to your GM and see if you could do a your version of heal can do negative damage specifically for them. Also, I just want to remind everyone, I don't know how this looks on your end, but just kind of reminding everyone when it comes to chat is if we get to $250, whenever we do, we get a brand new animated video that not even myself was planning on writing. And like, if you have not joined our Patreon, you get access to great content. You get videos earlier before they even go live, which is insane. Cyrus's nerd status has the giant trait. Really? Do you think it's that big? I feel like it's that colossal at this point. Warrior Bard is a great for frontline. I like the Warrior Bard. I like War Priests. I said it. Yell at me in the chat. I dare you. I will tackle this. I love me some Warrior Bards because with the amount of debuffs, it's insane. I've played my fair share of War Priest and Tui. I had access to a lot of stuff and a lot of spell slots. Being able to not only tank, but then also dish damage was nuts. High battle medicine. High. If. Alright, this is a pro gamer tip. I don't have a little thing here, but in post, reminder to me, or whoever edits this, put a giant thing above my head that just says pro gamer tip right here. If you do risky surgery and insurance and just make sure that medicine is up as high as it goes, you can crit on all your battle medicines. Throw some medic in there. I have seen fighters go from dying to maximum because of that. And it's insane. I wish I could help. Hey, no, I'm not pushing anybody to do anything. I'm just reminding chat. That's all. If you can't afford it, that's okay. Being here gives us so much more support. I love being here and talking with y'all because you should ask anybody who has talked with me in the background. When I wish I could pull up Discord DMs without violating people's privacy, but there are literally me going on tirade rants about anything Tui related because I am nerd, and apparently that just means I should get a microphone and just start yelling into the camera because I genuinely think by you guys being in chat right now, you're saving my friends a lot of pain. I mean that lovingly, of course. But I feel like them especially, I definitely have some friends that are going, oh, thank God it's not my Discord DMs. Medic is so good. Medic is broken. Medic in 2E, because of the way 2E is set up, if we have any PF2E newbies here, welcome. You're gonna hear a lot from me when it comes to this. But the way medicine works is insane. Not only can barbarians get medicine, every single class can take medic. What the hell, guys? I seriously want to see a party of all different classes. Just take the medic archetype. You guys won't die. Your GM will start chucking metal dice at your heads, or God forbid, if you get mad, and I don't support violence. Don't actually do this. But you have GMs. Pro gamer tip. If your players are being annoying, you have a 640-page rulebook right there. Make your attack roll, my friend. Their armor class is low, and they are surprised. What is... yeah. Seriously, chat, let me know. I'll take a quick break so I can get a... Not break. I'm going to stop talking for a quick second so my throat can catch up to my rest of my body, including my brain. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you put yourself at when it comes to Pathfinder 2e level of experience? Because I've been playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition since the playtest. I went to Gen Con in 2018. I saved up all of my money. I believe actually most of my bar mitzvah money actually ended up going to letting me go to... by the way, if you hear music going on now, that is because I threw up Bardly, which is a great service for their music. So let me know if you guys can hear the music. Probably not, because I have my desktop muted. There we go. Cool. That's twice you've advocated projectile attacks against players. Okay. I'm just saying, I don't think you should do it. You see the stack of books right there? If I chuck them at players' heads, I lose players. Don't actually do it. I'm insane. But if you were to do it, there's 640 pages right there just for you. Mwah. It's beautiful. So yeah, let's take a quick second to have my ADD brain go Don't worry, chat. I'm still reading. Cobalt investigator. Yep. Great. I love investigators. But I've been nerding over it for a year now. Been playing since the playtest. Nice, nice. I actually. Oh boy. I got bored the other day. That's not true. I'm never bored. You guys are just seeing me rant for an hour. You can see where my brain goes. I started actually flipping through this old book. For those who don't know, this is the Pathfinder playtest. This is what got me into the big leagues of TTRPGs. And I gotta say, it holds well. Like, even as it's rough, and there's a reason why they went through 6 updates. But I really like the way that they designed a lot of the stuff. Like, guys, I really like the way they used to do feats. I mean, granted, I like the way they do them now too. But even the playtest is legit so much better than 1E. Ah, the curse. I have some very cursed objects in this room. I feel like if I started pulling out some of the... I actually have some old AD&D books. I don't know if you guys have seen what -1 arbor class looks like. Oh, you don't have physical PF2E books? Oh, I'm so sorry that you don't have giant book to chuck at players. I didn't know that they put a physical copy for the playtest. Yes, they actually did. Mine is signed. I think I had Wayne Reynolds, who at the time did not know he was Australian. So that scared me for a second. Because I just like, and he's, by the way, super nice guy. Loved my 20 seconds of getting to talk to him before other fans started coming up. You have the Fiend Folio? That is a reference I have not heard. And I also have Jason Bullman signed it for me. But besides that, my anxiety levels were too high to talk to anyone else. Except for Jason Nelson? No. Those are 2 different names that I've just combined. Sorry, Jason Tondro. Oh my god, Jason, I'm so sorry. You recently picked up Rules Cyclopedia. I feel like collection is truly legit now. Alright, so I'm going to let you guys seriously keep talking with each other. Well, he's Australian? Cool. Oh my god, his accent is so cool. Now, granted, this is silly American here, where all my accents sound like they're from New York. And as much as I love that, I also need water. I'm going to be like 2 seconds, chat. Stay here. Hey, chat, we're back. I love that my stream is on such a delay. I see myself arriving when leaving when I arrived. Hydrate or dihydrate. I just realized I'm looking at an old chat. Tell us what kinds of daily dd8 content you want to see in the future. Please do. Let's see if this gets tea open. Oh, don't wreck the tri-state area. Alright. I did have some things prepared, but it seems like I have forgotten a lot of them. But we're just gonna vibe, chat. So let's start talking a little bit. I know I just said let's vibe, and then I immediately just go, guys, let's start talking about other things. That is because my brain can only take being quiet for about 20 seconds before it goes. So I lost chat for a second. There we go. How do you book of any system? I want at least one, but are expensive as hell where I live. You can't find anything besides 3.5 or 5e. Oof. Quick solve all nerd. I mean, chat. Come on. Don't Rhino shot actual players. But if you did. Actually, we managed to accomplish a lot more stuff than I thought. So I think we should just keep talking and move on to the State of the Union. Guys, let's give a State of the Union address real quick. Because apparently we need one. So, I don't know if you guys saw, but on Twitter, we are seeing some progress happening with the Union. How cool is that? Guys, chat. Seriously, how cool is that? I love me the Union. They're so... The people at the United Paizo workers, we've had the chance to interview them, by the way. We were the first people to find out about the whole... How do I put this? The union being accepted, and we actually managed to get an interview an hour after they accepted the union. And I am so glad to hear that the union has gone forward. It is growing strong. They announced that they were in talks. The state of the delegated. That was clever. I like that. But yes, I just wanted to say to anyone who's in the union or supports the union, solidarity. And I genuinely cannot wait to see where we go forward. In business speak, how are they doing out of the loop? Okay. In big boy nerd business terms, the union is seemed to be moving forward in negotiations with the Paizo staff. What does that mean? Don't quote me on this. But this means nothing but good things when it comes to getting Paizo into a better place. Because, one, the union is something that we I'm in big support of. And if you guys don't know, I'm gonna give you some context. That there was basically a controversy that happened. A bunch of freelancers stopped turning in work because of the work conditions at Paizo, and they all formed what is now known as the United Paizo Workers. I support the union 1000% of the way. Everyone I've talked to, I have loved talking with them. If you seriously have not had a chance to check out the interviews, they're right here on the Deadly D8 YouTube channel. We have some great conversations with them as we learn about the union in real time. Oh, don't quote me saying don't quote me. That's too meta. They won't get it. Real Lord of the Rings situation. Yeah, so with the union now being formed, it took Paizo only 8 days, which I believe is historical precedent. If not, it is just insane. 8 days exactly to accept the union and push them forward. If that's the case, and according to the United Paizo workers, they have now moved on to negotiations with the executive teams over at Paizo. This is nothing but good for Paizo as a whole. Paizo content, Pathfinder is about to get so much better. I know a lot of these freelancers that were in support of the union and the initial place, but I'm really proud of everybody who has a chance, and I really want to see solidarity in the chat, because seriously, they are, anyone who is in the union supports the union. Even if you gave like $5 to them via their website, you're helping everybody in the Paizo sphere immediately grow better. So moving on from the union, I just wanted to give the State of the Union address, which is they're moving forward negotiations. I'm very proud of that. I'm very, very happy. I genuinely cannot wait to see where the union continues to grow. Obviously, they can't comment on a lot of things. There's a lot of icky-bicky legal stuff that I genuinely don't know about. But yes, solidarity. So one thing I did promise, really hoping for Wizards of the Coast getting united after Paizo. Oh boy. Chat, let me know. Do you really want to talk about Wizards of the Coast? I really don't think this is something we should really get into. This is, with their whole NFT business, I'm really tired and I don't want to touch that. But I think liking the stream, do an upvote. But in general, I think with more people supporting Pathfinder, supporting Starfinder, supporting the Union, Pathfinder as a whole will grow. I'm guessing if you're in this live stream right now, it is because you like Pathfinder or Starfinder at least a little bit. You came to hang out with me, and I'm literally crazy. Oh yeah, if you guys don't know, all right, I guess I'll touch on this a little bit, but I really want to save this for another day. Okay, Wizards of the Coast themselves are not moving forward with NFTs. Hasbro is, and unfortunately, what that means is Wizards of the Coast is now wrapped in all this. NFTs, if you guys don't know, is something that a lot of people don't like. I jokingly support NFTs. As a joke, I really cannot stress as a joke because I am chaos incarnate. But the whole Wizards of the Coast thing is now they're pushing for Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and other minor whatever the Hasbro effectively owns is going to start getting into NFTs. I'm not a fan of NFTs. I really don't like them. I've talked with a lot of my friends about them. It's not something I really want to cover into right now, just because I feel like what I would say adds nothing to the conversation. But if you did not know, Hasbro is pulling yes, Hasbro. I should have phrased that better. I apologize, chat. But that just means Dungeons & Dragons is now going into the NFT game. I'm gonna leave my opinion out of this one. I think we all kind of know where I stand without me having to say it. I want to play more Starfinder. I think all of us need to play more Starfinder. Let's start talking about Starfinder. If you guys have played Starfinder, let me know. Seriously, in the chat, tell me if you've played Starfinder. I've played Starfinder. Oh, yay. Great. Deadly G8 does not support NFTs. We won't be making any Deadly G8 NFTs. Don't worry, no matter how much you beg us for those sweet NFTs. Guys, I'm part of the Sigma Male grind set, and I'm here to tell you about Deadly D8. No, I'm kidding. We really don't like NFTs. We support, here at Deadly D8, we support our artists. If you don't know, we have our Patreon. All of the money goes right into the work and the art. And to be honest, I've seen some of our projects. I remember when my first video at least was getting worked on, which is the Wellspring archetype from Secrets of Magic. The artists that we work with are so nice. They're so great. And seriously, if you want to support artists, the best way is to just go to the artists themselves. Don't go through NFTs. I'm done talking about NFTs. I'm moving on. So, you've never played... Oh, I'm so sorry that you haven't played Starfinder Beyond Level 2. I've managed to play Starfinder. I'm currently getting my hands on Galactic Magic. Galactic Magic gets me into Starfinder so fast. I love Galactic Magic and what they have done with Starfinder as a whole. And I know a lot of people really love Pathfinder. I don't blame you. Pathfinder. I love it. But I don't know if you can tell, I got some Starfinder merch hanging around other places as well. And I really think that Starfinder as a whole, one, needs way more attention. It's genuinely a good game. And I beg I jokingly do this, but before we go live on every interview, when we're working with a freelancer or a Paizo dev, I jokingly go, when are we going to see a Starfinder 2nd edition? I have been told no repeatedly, and I don't blame them. Because and I'll admit, I kind of brushed off Starfinder for a long time. But Galactic Magic has now brought me back into Starfinder. And holy crap, guys. The amount of content alone in Starfinder is insane. Like, Starfinder's in this weird place where it's not quite 1E, but it's not quite 2E. And I kind of like it. It's so nice. It still has that 3.5 feel to it, but it feels updated, it feels streamlined. I love the Solarian, I love the Operative, oh my god. But Precog is such a good class. A dexterity-based caster. Guys, what do we think about that? Because in Starfinder, the amount of options, like I started looking into, because I got into Galactic Magic, I started looking to Tech Revolution. They got freaking mechs over in Starfinder. Mechs! What was I saying about Mechagodzilla earlier? You could literally do that. You can literally do that. Will there be any Deadly G8 Starfinder videos? I will not give a comment at this time, for my brain is like this, and thus is smooth, and cannot give comment. But another question I did see earlier in the chat that I wanted to circle back to was, should Owlcats make a Starfinder game? I don't know if all you guys saw that little fake teaser that they dropped about a Starfinder video game, but I am down. Give me Dead Suns in Starfinder. As much as I love Wrath of the Righteous, as much as I love Kingmaker, I really think that those games just aren't for me, personally. However, I still play them occasionally. And if they released a Starfinder one, I will drop whatever video game. I'm right now playing Halo Infinite because I just know life a game apparently. But I really like the... If they did a Starfighter one, I'd be more than support. The Starfighter spaceship combat is just something to be so proud of as a system as a whole. I've used to play Saga Edition. I don't know if you guys know what Saga Edition is. It's Oh, my nerd status just went down a peg. Star Wars game where the ship combat was really janky, and seeing Starfinder's approach to it is something I'm really proud of them doing. And so if they did a Starfinder video game, I would be down. I am more than happy to. You're at Owlcat and you're looking for a voice actor? Mm-hmm. Damn. Saying. If we did if we got a Starfinder Owlcat game, I would legit go crazy. That would be super fun. I'd be 100% down for that. Really hope. I really want to see what 3-action economy would look like in video game turns. Because, all right, we're going on this rant next too. All right, so Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition. Oh, chat, don't bless me for this one. Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition felt like a video game. That's what it was trying to do. It was trying to be World of Warcraft. I get that, but 2E is a step up from 4E. I honestly think 2E is the predecessor to 4th edition. That 5th edition isn't. Because 5th edition feels so different from 4th edition. It really does. I want to know what 3-action economy looks like in terms of video games. Not now. Sorry, there was a knock at the door. And so I really think a 2E... I'd question where they would set it, because you can start with obviously Age of Ashes, but I think there's so many better APs you can do out there. I think Strength of 1,000 would be good. I really I would like to actually see Outlaws of Alkenstar. I know that's not even out yet, so I have no idea what's even in it, but I think that would be really cool. I think Ruby Phoenix. Oh boy, you guys got Ruby. This is the Ruby Phoenix in a video game. If you guys like video games, by the way, play Ruby Phoenix if you're an experienced PF2E player. Because holy crap. And by the way, I know I'm seeing a lot of talk about Kineticist. Legendary Games released a very hefty, I believe it's 56 pages of Kineticist class. And it's really cool. And so, Kinesis is a weird one. I really hope they don't do a direct port from 1E to 2E. 1E it had so many different mechanics tied to it. I like the burn system. I really hope they keep that, but I hope they just turn a lot of their abilities into focus points. If you haven't played Fist of the Ruby Phoenix yet, check it out. I love Fist of the Ruby Phoenix. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but holy shoot. Guys, chat, let me know. Where would you set your Pathfinder 2E video game? So I can drink this without getting in trouble. Okay. Because personally, I really think that Strength of 1,000 is a great starting point if there was going to be a Pathfinder 2E video game. I mean, the Milwaukee Expanse is a great setting on its own. I think it could really take off if it put it in the Milwaukee Expanse. Not only because I really think the Milwaukee Expanse in general is a great setting, but I also really think that it's one of the stronger storylines that I've seen spoilers about. Also, guys, chat. Anchor Root. Guys, we can get video game version of Anchor Root. Who doesn't want a video game version of Anchor Root? I want a version of Anchor Root. Think about how cute that would be. Not cute, adorable, amazing. Insert adjective here. I don't care. But Anchor Root. Yes. I'm down for that. I don't think Agents of Edgewatch should be one. I mean, Agents of Edgewatch is an interesting AP. I really think that I'd get 20,000. Yeah, immediately get 20,000 players just because of Anchor Root. Yeah, I could not agree more. But I really think that we, as a whole, I think Agents of Edgewatch is a rougher AP, just in regards of social standings with police in America. I'm not going to give any comments here, but I really think Agents of Edgewatch should be not... It's a good AP, but I really think it should not be a video game. I think there's better stories you could tell in 2A that could work as a video game. If you really want to do Agents of Edgewatch, feel free. I really like Extinction Curse. I know that has nothing to do with the carnival by the time you hit a certain level. But I really think either Fist to Ruby Phoenix or it's made by Out. So my thing with Age of Ashes is Agent of Ashes is good, but it's never... I don't know how much I can say without spoiling this, I guess. But I think Age of Ashes has a lot of jumping between a lot of places. I think Owlcat does well when they're like staying within a specific region. I understand that Kingmaker is all about exploration. I understand that Wrath of the Righteous is a little bit more, but I really want to see what they could do if they were contained to a location and stay there. Age of Ashes is a good one. I love Age of Ashes. If they decided to go with that, I wouldn't be bad either. Age of Ashes is a great start if you want to get into the heavy lore of the Galarian setting. I'm not saying heavy at the point where it's absolutely insane. There's butt load, but I really think that I'm combining them at this point. The Age of Ashes, I think they could do better when it comes to video games. I think Fist of Ruby Phoenix and Strength of a Thousands are going to be my two candidates as of right now. As much as I would love to see the new Geb AP come into a video game, I don't think that it works well outside of that whole sphere. All right, questions from the chat. You had to play one class for the rest of the time. What class would it be? Champion. That's right. I said champion. Champion. One of the most broken classes in 2E from just how much they can do. The champions are insane. I have gone to Twitter about this. I will continue talking about this. I think that the champion class is my favorite class in 2E. Their feats are butt, and that's why we have free archetype. But champion is insane. Not only are they good at healing, they're good at martial. They're good at... They can still cast spells. They can play support. You can be very offensive depending on which cause you decided to take. I really think that overall, champion is just insane. I really enjoy it. Okay, yeah, okay, Eli, I get it. I get it. I keep saying they're broken. Why? Because they are. Every single freaking classes is broken. When all the classes are broken, none of them are. That's true. But if you start isolating them in vacuums, they're broken. That's it. I'm willing to die on this hill that everything in 2E is insanely broken, but I love it. I love my 45 armor class at level 20. I like my champions getting expert proficiency in heavy armor really early on in the game, actually. Not as quick as Monk, but I mean, holy, but it is absolutely insane. Yep, you can take a Hell Knight dedication. You can really... Champions are so versatile. I think that's what people really forget, is champions can do a lot. That's why I think the free archetype system, by the way, they're not the only one to get legendary in armor. I remember there's one other class. Vacuum analysis doesn't work. Stop. Yeah, tell that to my illusion of choice. But I really think... broken. Yeah, guys, I want to see you all start taking shots. We're going to turn this into a nightclub in about 10 minutes. When no one's looking. But I really think champions are so good because they're versatile. You can flavor a champion into anything. I really like champion. I would not give up champion anywhere else. We'd all be dead. This is why you don't really get me to do class analysis. I don't do class analysis for a reason, because 90% of the video would just be saying broken over and over again, because they're insane. Yeah, that's what the other one I was saying. Monks get legendary and armored. I knew there was two. I knew there was two. My brain had to take a quick second to remember which the other one was. Illusion Trace is my favorite wizard spell. It's honestly my favorite archetype in general. And I really think that, in general, it is... best. Oh, boy. So, I really think that champion... If I had to choose one, I think I would choose champion. I love swashbucklers. I love me, you know, some spellies, but... I'm really starting to think that champion is the way I would want to go. So with this, we're going to start wrapping up in general. So what do you guys want to see in the next live stream, which will be next Friday? Because I'm trying to get to do these things weekly. So what do you want to see? You want to do a class analysis parody of No Nat 1s? I feel like parodying No Nat 1s is impossible because No Nat 1s itself is a parody. A funny parody. Don't get me wrong. It's like parodying Weird Al. Can you really do it? We should release Illusionist of Choice as an archetype. Can we get Taking 20 to get on here and give us that? Get us a full-blown debate of the Illusionist archetype? But yeah, seriously, guys, in the chat, let me know what you want the next stream to be about, because I am genuinely excited to, if you guys like what you saw here so far, I want to do more of these. I love just talking with people, getting a variety of opinions, but then also going ranting and raving about my own stuff. I'd like to see her. All right, talk about homebrew. I don't know if you guys know me, but I homebrew so many things, it's not even funny. Yeah, homebrewing an item. Oh, okay, so we could talk a little bit about creating homebrew for PF2E. I think that'd be really cool. Next stream, we make the Illusions of Choice. Okay. Chat, would you want to see me sit down and design this? But we can make Illusionist of Choice next one. A guide to homebrewing? I'm down for that. I'm telling you right now, a lot of my homebrewing is, oh, I saw that thing. I saw that in the movie. That. Tui. I'm not kidding. I've said that exact phrase before. Just change movie title to whatever I was watching that time. Guys, what do you think about doing a homebrew live stream next time? Teach you guys how to homebrew and be crazy just like me. And if you do become crazy just like me, don't point to me as the reason. Can't take it again. My homebrew is reflavoring things. I'd be good about this. We're gonna take a little. Imagine having the primal spell list with dinosaur form. Strike, strike, strike. I'd genuinely be interested to see what you guys thought about. Oh boy. About homebrewing and what your table actually considers what is too far when it comes to homebrewing, what's not. I personally really like doing homebrewing. I feel like if I keep saying things, I'm just gonna give away the entire thing. I'm just gonna give away the entirety next stream, and I think we all wouldn't enjoy that one too much, now would we? All right. I would also be really interested, just me spitballing here, reflavoring champion a little bit. Give you some great... Okay, I think I know. Alright, how about next video, guys, we talk about how to homebrew. Because I have so many thoughts on homebrew. I think it's legit could be cool. And would people like having an open forum on making fun characters? Everybody could share their tips. Ooh, I think that would also equally be really, really cool. I have some crazy character ideas and builds. I think untested gaming feeds into that every now and then. Don't get me wrong. But I like that idea. What do you guys really, seriously, like, let me know what you want to see, because this is only a small taste of my brain. I promise you, we've only seen about 1%. You know what they say about when you start using more than 10? That's the reason why I only run on 2 brain cells at all time. Alright, so that's it. Now, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to do some homebrew. We didn't even get to talk about the new Pathfinder video, board game. Completely cool with that. We can always talk about it later. But I think we're going to start wrapping up here. To be honest, my throat cannot take it. And I think about 2 hours is a good mark for all of us. I really hope that I reflavor the Ranger, making them choose first level from picking trained natures. Alright, so yeah, let's not only talk about actual doing homebrew, but let's at some point let's talk about reflavoring classes. I'm okay with that. I'm generally good for that. And so what I'm going to say is for chat, start letting me know via Twitter. You can see it down below at GeekJames513. Tweet at me what kind of homebrew you genuinely like seeing. Like, what is your favorite type of homebrew? What's your favorite type of, what would you like seeing as homebrew? Like, potential archetypes that we want to see. Illusionist of Choice is something we're touching next on. We're definitely doing Illusionist of Choice. Okay? Then it's going to be sell it to Wizards of the Coast because you make less of a profit. We're going to tackle all of the Pathfinder 2e controversies, in quotes, because we're crazy. But seriously, tweet at me. I would love to get your opinions. If you want to support the channel, seriously, donate to our Patreon. It goes so far. It supports so many great creators. We get to work with more people. I know some of the projects that is coming up in the channel. I know a lot of them. Not a lot of them. I've been unfortunately hit into a few of them. But from what I know of, we have great content coming out. And if you want to see more of these live streams, you want to see more animated videos, you want to see more interviews, we got it all here on I'm getting Deadly D8. But you can support us directly. You can support all of our great artists at patreon.com/deadlyd8. If you want to come talk with us, join our Discord. We are pretty nerdy over there. You get to see me rant and rave about stuff off stream, because I'm equally as crazy off stream as I am on stream. This is just not even me personified. This is just me with a camera. But seriously, let me know on Twitter what your favorite type of homebrew is, links to homebrew if you've already written some of them before, and your favorite homebrew tips. That is your homework, guys. I know some of you might not have had homework in a hot minute. For me, it's due in about an hour. So, seriously, tweet at me. I want to know. I really think that we could start pushing the bounds of what is possible in 2E. I love doing homebrew. If you guys want to see some of my own homebrew that I do, it's also on my Twitter. Give it a follow. James doesn't believe in hero points. That is a different... That's true. I don't believe in hero points. But we do not need to get into that now. We have about 5 minutes before we close out the stream. I am not getting into hero points. That is a hour-long discussion on its own. I'm not getting into it. Nope. I have given it my take on Twitter. I will give it again on a different stream. We are not getting into hero points. Oh boy. That is a monstrosity that you guys have to fight. Even if it's just for your settings, seriously, send me your homebrew. If you're willing to share with it, I promise no homebrew shame. If I see homebrew shaming, you will get ratioed so fast. But I like seeing what other people do for their homebrew games. I know I do a lot of homebrew stuff for my games. We'll definitely cover all that. But for now, I hope all of you guys have a great night. It's genuinely been so much fun talking with you guys, getting my just nerdiness out to the world. I really am just so excited that you guys wanted to be here, talk with me. I really hope that you guys join me next week, as we're going to start seeing me in my prime when it comes to smashing my head against the keyboard. Remember to just give a like, really. I have some Alchemist homebrew. I can keep trying to balance. Hey, you know what? Send it over. I could probably look at it and maybe give some notes depending on how much free time I have. Seriously, I cannot recommend. Send me your homebrew. I love either adding homebrew to my own personal home collection for my players to use, or just getting inspiration from your homebrew and just also giving some tips maybe. I really want to know. And we will obviously cover more about homebrew, my approach to homebrew. And I think that's about it. If you like what you saw, give a subscription and ring that bell. I know I've said this before, but if you do that, then we start getting... I can talk. You guys can clearly see the 2-hour mark hitting me right now. Seriously, drop a like. It helps us with the algorithm so much. And I think that's where we're going to end our stream. Everybody, have a great night. I will see you guys in the next video. We have some great content coming out in the future, by the way, for Deadly D8. I mean, I've just finished... We're just finishing some editing. You have most of my... Eldritch, don't respam me. I have too much of your homebrew already. But if you guys want to see some great stuff, we're also getting into TikTok now. I have way more content ready for that. I just gotta post it because I'm lazy, aka homework. But with that, I think, unless I have anything Eli, let me know if I forget anything, but I think I got it all. But yeah, seriously, thank you guys for being here. I genuinely love talking with all of you guys. And I hope to see you guys over at the Discord channel. And with that, I think we're going to close it out. So for now, remember, all the classes are broken. All hail Grotus. And I will see you in the next stream. Goodbye.
And welcome to Online at 6. This is the podcast where you get to hear a group of nerds cover fun concepts, wacky builds, and interesting Pathfinder 2 rules, mechanics, and subsystems. We'll debate, argue, make terrible puns, and hopefully produce some kick-ass content that will blow your mind. I'm Sabity, a lovely gnome cleric of Desna, reporting live from a maze. Today I'm joined by...
Hi, I'm Green Meadow. You've probably heard of me. I'm your friendly, local, immortal Leshy. I've been through it all, from Earthfall to the fall